In Africa, as elsewhere, aflatoxin contamination in food and fodder poses a serious threat to people and animals, with grave health and economic implications. For a solution to this deadly toxin, the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, partnered with the Agricultural Research Service of the United States Department of Agriculture to develop Aflasafe. Aflasafe is the product of nearly 2 decades of meticulous research and dedicated product development. It is an environmentally friendly natural product that reduces aflatoxin contamination by between 80 and 100% for maize, groundnuts and sorghum, all important foods in Africa. To ensure that Aflasafe effectively and efficiently moved from research to market and thus aid Africa's fight against aflatoxin in food, IITA initiated the Aflasafe Technology Transfer and Commercialization Initiative, ATTC, in 2016. IITA implemented ATTC in collaboration with Chemonix International for business development and Dalberg for strategy development. ATTC's target was to cover 500,000 smallholder hectares with Aflasafe within 5 years in 11 African countries. To do this, ATTC took a 3-phase approach, developed the commercialization strategy, selected investors and transferred the technology, and assisted licensees as needed in refining and executing their business plan. ATTC organized investors fora for interaction with prospective investors. 6 investors fora were held across Africa: Kenya, Nigeria, Senegal, Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Tanzania. From these investors fora, a rigorous process was followed to identify the best investor in each country to manufacture and market Aflasafe, followed by signing of technology transfer and licensing agreements, TTLAs, between IITA and various private sector partners. The TTLA provides the necessary incentives for private sector investment, but it also balances between the company's profit motive, affordability by farmers, and IITA's obligation to disseminate international public goods from publicly funded research. The TTLA also sets out production targets and distribution targets that each partner is expected to meet. The private sector partners selected are Bamtari for the Gambia and Senegal, Harvest Field Industries for Nigeria, and A to Z for Tanzania. In Kenya, Aflasafe is being commercialized by the government through the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO. KALRO has contracted Coppet as an Aflasafe distributor. Other IITA licensed distributors are UPL in Ghana, Safito in Burkina Faso, and AISL in Malawi. These private sector partners constructed Aflasafe factories in Senegal and Tanzania, while one is nearing completion in Nigeria. All these private sector factories are on a BOO basis, built, owned, and operated by the private sector. Construction and equipping of the Aflasafe factory in Kenya was funded by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, as a turnkey facility for the government of Kenya. As part of the technology transfer agreement, IITA provides these commercialization partners with continuing necessary technical advice and backstopping for Aflasafe production and business development. In addition to the countries where Aflasafe is being manufactured and distributed, Aflasafe has been registered in Mozambique and Zambia, while product research and development is ongoing in Uganda. To further support commercialization through active promotion, ATTC and country partners launched Aflasafe in several countries. along with instructional leaflets and videos for farmers on how to use Aflasafe and training aids for extension officers. ATTC also produced multi-language videos, audio clips and short dramas to publicize Aflasafe. All these resources and more are publicly available on the Aflasafe website. Farmers are already reaping benefits from Aflasafe. ATTC's interactions and partnerships were not limited to the private sector. To create a conducive environment for the uptake of the technology, IITA has consistently pursued an intersectoral approach, simultaneously also engaging policymakers, regulatory agencies and development partners. The Nigeria government has endorsed Aflasafe. In Senegal and the Gambia, Aflasafe has been incorporated into the national plans to fight aflatoxin. Aflasafe's main distributor in the Gambia is the country's National Food Security Processing and Marketing Corporation, NFS-PMC. In Kenya, Aflasafe is manufactured by the government through Caro. In Tanzania, Aflasafe is included in the package of aflatoxin solutions promoted by TANIPAC, the Tanzania government initiative for preventing aflatoxin contamination. In Ghana, ATTC was instrumental in triggering a still ongoing multi-partner nationwide campaign on aflatoxin and its harmful effects, spearheaded by the Ghana Standards Authority. IITA also signed an MOU with the Ghana Commodity Exchange. ATTC has worked closely with the recently established National Aflatoxin Steering Committee, which has initiated efforts for a policy on aflatoxin management. Technical regulations have been approved by the Parliament's Legislative Committee. The resultant policy document will be presented to the Cabinet. All these developments bode well for Aflasafe's successful commercialization in Ghana. Besides national government and agencies, ATTC partnered with regional and intergovernmental organizations such as the African Union (AU) and the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS). This was in a bid to ensure the message on aflatoxin and Aflasafe reaches all policy and decision makers in member countries. For example, in December 2019, ATTC and the AU's Partnership for Aflatoxin Control in Africa, PACA, facilitated a dedicated session on aflatoxin at the 15-country ECOWAS Parliament. Earlier in August 2018, ATTC was instrumental in convening a collaborative food safety side event co-hosted by the African Union, the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa, and IITA. Between January 2016 and October 2020, Aflasafe manufacturers and distributors sold a total of 3,600 tons of Aflasafe across Africa, enough to protect 360,000 hectares of maize, groundnuts and sorghum. For the 11 countries targeted for commercialization through ATTC, Aflasafe is on sale in 7 countries, registered in 3, and in product development in 1. ATTC's efforts in commercializing Aflasafe have yielded concrete and long-lasting results in some of the target countries. Today, Gambian groundnuts are back on the European export market, thanks to Aflasafe. Independent tests in destination markets on Aflasafe treated groundnuts exported by NFS-PMC in 2018 and 2019 showed total aflatoxin at 4 parts per billion and less, well within the stringent European standards. Compared to other markets, European markets command nearly double the price, given that 40 to 50% of the country's cultivated lands are devoted to groundnuts. Aflatoxin-safe export quality groundnuts have significant socio-economic implications for the Gambia, both for public health at home and in external trade. This is because aflatoxin greatly handicaps the Gambia's food safety and economic security, erodes the country's goals on health, and undermines poverty eradication. with Aflasafe use and distribution in the hands of the government through NFS PMC, the Food Safety and Quality Authority FSQA, and other government agencies, and with the support of other organizations such as FAO in awareness creation on aflatoxin and Aflasafe. The future looks bright for Aflasafe in the Gambia as an effective tool to fight aflatoxin. In both Senegal and Nigeria, in addition to Aflasafe's endorsement by government and local production, early Aflasafe adopters in the agribusiness sector are already successfully exporting Aflasafe protected groundnuts to international markets with stringent aflatoxin standards. They are part of a growing core of returning customers for Aflasafe, having been satisfied by Aflasafe's consistent performance in fighting aflatoxin. In Burkina Faso, pioneering agribusiness entrepreneurs have already introduced Aflasafe in their supply chain. ATTC has entered fruitful partnership with UN agencies such as FAO and the World Food Programme, which have incorporated Aflasafe in their anti-aflatoxin interventions. ATTC is also working with the Ministry of Trade, the Ministry of Agriculture, and CPF, the country's apex body representing farmer organizations, to implement RECMA BF, a pilot project to control aflatoxin contamination in maize. ATTC has also played a convening role for broad knowledge sharing and experience exchange. In November 2019, ATTC organized the first ever Aflasafe for Africa conference in Arusha, Tanzania, bringing together Aflasafe manufacturers and distributors from across Africa for the first time. Also attending were government agencies, regulators, and high-level representatives of continental and regional communities, suppliers of manufacturing equipment and consumables, and aflatoxin-conscious bulk commodity buyers. A key document for the conference was a brief summing up the ATTC's experience in commercializing Aflasafe. The following year, in 2020, summative reports were published for 6 countries, as well as publicly accessible commercialization guides. These add to the stock of knowledge, tools, and products formulated and disseminated in the public domain by ATTC since its inception. They are all available online. But knowledge alone without action is nothing. The private and public sectors are indispensable actors for Aflasafe's crucial life-saving mission. Particularly important is the decision by national governments to include Aflasafe in their various programs and interventions, first and foremost as a matter of food safety and public health, with attendant socio-economic benefits. With this public and local participation and ownership, Aflasafe will steadily continue to move from product development at IITA to local production and broad use in the countries for which it is designed and destined. This transition to nations is IITA's best guarantee to assure long-term product access and sustainability through local institutionalization. ATTC's contribution has been to pave a pioneer pathway for Aflasafe's commercialization. For more on ATTC, visit the commercialization page on the Aflasafe website. IITA's work on Aflasafe continues. Much has been done, and much more remains to be done. Beyond ATTC, Aflasafe research and products currently reach 20 countries in Africa. For more on Aflasafe beyond the 11 countries targeted by ATTC in 2016 to 2020, visit Aflasafe Where I Am and click on your country of interest.